Okay, I gotta get this out of the way because I need your guys' feedback. How the hell do you pronounce Leve or Levy? Every video I make, there will be at least one guy being like, are you an idiot? Do you realize you're pronouncing it Leve instead of Levy? And then like, an hour later somebody will be like, are you an idiot? Do you realize it's pronounced Levy and you're pronouncing it Leve? And it's just like, oh god, which one do I do? Anyway, my plan for now is to either hopefully you guys can clarify which one I should say, or I'm just going to alternate between the two and see how many people I can piss off at once. Anyway, back to the scheduled programming. Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? First off, I just want to say thank you so much for all the feedback on the spreadsheet. It's something I've wanted to work on, and it's a mess right now, but it will change over time. I'm really terrible at the actual making it look good part. I'm pretty okay at the data, but making it look good, not so much. Anyway, just a small update on my character. I've changed to the level 70 HQ version of everything, and I left the right side Ironworks. This allows me to 100% HQ anything level 70 with a macro. Super easy with low requirements, no food or anything. I haven't bothered changing these yet, but I will eventually. Anyway, back into the Leve guide here. We are doing Blacksmith today. We did Carpentry yesterday. I'll link it in the description below. I just want to go over the spreadsheet here, a couple things that I changed. So the first thing here, actually, let's go through. I added a collectible area for everything. Not the most detailed yet, but I'm going to be adding to it every day. The thing is, I can't see all the collectibles as they change every day at about around 1 PM my time. But as you can see for Blacksmith, there were really only two options out of the 5 or so that I could see, and none of them were very good. So this may be a decent one to use your Leves on. So I'll take a look more into them when we get in the game here. And another thing I was working on for a while was a build your own kit section, and this is actually something you will have to make a copy of yourself for it to work. The idea is behind it is you can do whatever Leves you want, enter it in, and it'll calculate the amount of XP you need and how many Leves you need and that sort of thing. So just to give you an idea here, let's copy the top one here. So we need 7, 8, 9, 11, and 13. So 7, I'm going to move my coffee out of my way. 7, 8, 9, and this is the only field you'll change is right here. So as you can see here, we now have 48 Leves here, we have 48 Leves here. You also see we go over by 3 million XP, which means you can actually cut out 1 or 2 Leves out of this. And that's because the top doesn't calculate the over. So for example here, we need 9.343 million XP for this level, but 7 Leves gives you 9.5, and 6 Leves gives you 8.6 or 8.1. So 6 isn't enough, and 7 is too much. So the way I handle that is I add 181,000 other remainder. That's what we went over XP, and I transfer it to the next one. And this allows you to do things like put all of these 0 and say you just want to do all high steel nuggets, and we know that takes approximately 54, and that'll calculate that in here, and anything negative means you went over the XP in that level. And I don't know a better way to show this. I'm not very good at this stuff, but this is how I did it. And in the end, you have 3 million XP over, so you can actually cut this down to about 52 Leves. It also shows the final item count, so if you wanted to make a specific kit to sell that's low amount of items, this is a good way to calculate which one would be best for that too. So I didn't want to do this yet because I wasn't really ready, but people kept asking me about my macros, and this is the reason why I didn't want to do it. I have my 40 durability macro here. It is absolutely atrocious, but it works. It's not meant to HQ things, so take that with a grain of salt. And there's also the 80 durability collectible one that I used. And again, they are atrocious. There's way better, I believe, but I didn't know it at the time, so I just winged it, and that's what I was using. And just a quick level 70 macro, this works 100% of the time out of the 20 crafts I tried or so. But yeah, anyway, let's get back into the actual Leve data here. So the first thing I want to look at is collectibles. And again, I will be adding to this daily since only so many things show up. The only ones I could really find here that were half okay, and blacksmithing is not the best at collectibles, is this high steel Tachi. They take a couple old world things, Crawler, Silken Cloud, Mica Whetstones, but they also only take 1, 1, and 3 of everything. So it does take a lot of materials, but if you really, really need to grind, and you will really need to grind, especially with the amount of leaves you get, this is a really good option, considering what the other ones look like. And this was the other one that looked fantastic to collect on. This is one you should probably be doing. I think it opens up at 67, yeah. So this is a good 67 to 70 grind. Only takes 2 of these ingots, 1 lumber, and a beetle glue. And it's a lot, but I mean, you are getting scripts back from it. You got to remember that. So you are getting potential items back. So it does half pay for itself. Not really, but it is what it is. And like I said, you will need to not grind with leaves sometimes. So as for the leaves I chose, we'll look at them here. Obviously the best one, as usual, are the triple ones. And you can tell they're triple because they have about half the XP as the other two. So they'll have 450 plus and they'll have 220 plus. So if you look at this, 490, 480, and 240. So this one's obviously the triple. So I think this first one is just fantastic all the way through. High Steel Nugget is so easy and so rewarding for XP. Because if you look at the other triples here, you don't want to be turning in Doman Iron War Axe, because that's just so much stuff for a triple turn in. You've got to do triple that, and the difference in XP between that one is like 150,000 XP. That's just not even acceptable. At that point, I would just spam a couple extra nuggets just to get that bonus XP if you're really worried about it. And also for going down, it's the same sort of thing, I believe. Yeah, Tachi, same thing. And the ingot at the bottom is a 1 turn-in thing, so if you want to save some time, this might be good to turn in, although they're not really accessible now. But they will be later. So yeah, that's pretty much what I would do for my blacksmithing guide here. If you go through here, I would literally just do high steel nuggets from 60 to 70. That sounds ridiculous, but it takes a difference of 6 leaves, and you can probably cut it down to like 4 leaves if you do your quests and everything. But the amount of frustration it'll save you and time it'll save you is just ridiculous. So yeah, I would definitely do that. Perfect way to level. I would definitely recommend Blacksmith Leves as opposed to Collectables, I think. One other thing I'd like to mention is that people kept asking me about why I don't take quest XP out of here. And the reason is because a lot of people who use these sort of leave things buy it straight from the auction boards and just go straight to the vendor and turn it in. They can't even craft it. They'll be sitting in level 30 gear, something like that, and they will want to level from 60 to 70. So those people are not going to be able to do their crafting quests, so that is why I didn't take it in. And these are the main things. These are made for. These specific lists like this are for so people can sell them as a kit. And people who are buying the kits are probably not going to be able to craft anything until they're 70, and then they get their gear, and then they go back and do their quests. While it is a waste, it is also better than having to gear yourself up and learn how to craft, because a lot of people who buy these don't know how to craft, so keep that in mind there. I will be adding for this bottom part a little checkbox here that says use craft XP, and then it'll use the craft XP and calculate that in. Anyway, this was Mango7. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the feedback on the spreadsheet and the videos, specifically when I screw up. I love to know when I screw up because then I can fix it and then less people see the screw up. So please let me know. As for the future, I'll keep doing 1 entry to the craft videos a day. I know they're not the most informative as opposed to the spreadsheet, but a lot of people don't like spreadsheets and a lot of people don't like videos, so I like to do them on both. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if that helped you. I can't tell you how much that helps. I hate asking, but it's proven to work, so I'm going to do it. If you hate me mentioning it, I'm so sorry, but you got to do what you got to do. The more people that see this video, the more help I can give you guys, and the more broader of a community I can hit. And that's the most important thing to me, is targeting as many people as physically possible that can get their eyes on these things. Because I just love helping people out. If you ever have a question in game, feel free to ask me, anything like that. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great day. See you next time.